This is a lesson on how to colorize a section of a picture. First, you need to size the image. And we're going to size it in terms of pixels. You need to submit something that is about 800 pixels wide. And the first thing you'll do is need to unlock the picture. Just click on the lock and it'll go away. Next thing you need to do is zoom in so it's easier to work on the picture. I'm going to work on the car here, this car, the red car. And there are two options. You can use the magnetic lasso. Sometimes it'll work nicely. And sometimes it's going to be a little bit more difficult to work with. And you can see that it hasn't copied that area very nicely. So if that's the case, you need to go to just the polygonal lasso. Here it just works on straight lines, so you need to decide on how to select your cut. And we're going to copy this rather than just cutting it and pasting it. And if your paste isn't working out correctly, you want to probably turn off snap. Okay, that one was a little bit harder to see. Let's work on this one. If the area that you're cutting out has white around it, then going a little bit on the outside of that is not too bad. Again, we copy. And if you're not on the right layer, it's not going to copy anything. So I need to be on the original layer. Copy and paste. And to check to see what we've copied, we can just turn off the original layer and turn it back on. We need to select the original layer again because we're going to copy the body of the car now. You want to leave everything in color when you're doing this because it's easier to select your outlines. Try to remember where your starting point is. That'll make it easier to join up your polygonal object. The closer you space your points, the smoother your cutout's going to look. If you space it too far, it's going to look very jaggy. Of course, for straight sections, it's okay to make it longer. But for curves, you want to keep the point spacing close. And if you've done this smoothly, then go ahead, copy and paste it. Now on this layer, there are certain things that we probably don't want to colorize. So we'll just cut those out. We want to isolate a single color, so we want to extract everything that's a different color. If you forget where you start, you can just move the lasso around until you see a little circle appear, and that will automatically join up to the beginning. If you don't see the circle, just keep moving around. For instance, like this. There we see the little circle pop up. Okay, you can see we've had a lot of layers here. And we're going to turn on the original layer. And now we're going to go back to fitting on the screen so we can see everything. Now we want to make everything black and white in the background, and that's okay. Now we can select a red car and change the hue. So we made them a more orangey gold color. Now we've separated out some layers, so let's select the wheel. And if you're not sure which layer is which, you can just start turning off layers until you get the right one. Okay, so that one's the wheel. And we're going to make this wheel a slightly different color. I'm going to make it more purpley. And we've selected the back wheel, and we're going to do the same thing. Okay, now that everything's there, turn everything back on. You'll notice that the turn signals are still yellow and the eyes are still blue, and the window is still bluish as well. We separated it from the car so it doesn't get the same orangey tint to it. So you must be careful in separating your layers properly to get the right effect. And that's it for this lesson.